Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing? Welcome to this video. In today's video, I am doing a video that is very much inspired by one of my favorite booktubers called Hailey, and her book channel is called Hailey in Bookland. She did a video I think about a month ago exactly like this, called Books That Will Teach You Something, and I thought to myself, hold on, I have a couple of books that I would love to recommend that will 100% teach you something. So here we are with another book recommendation video. I am going to be linking Hailey's video down below, so please go check it out after you have finished watching my video. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. The first book that I want to recommend is this one called The Beekeeper of Aleppo. I have talked about this book here on my channel before. This book, honestly, if you are looking for a book that will teach you something, definitely pick up this book. This book, we follow our two main characters called Noor and Afra. Noor is the husband and Afra is the wife, and the book is told from Noor's perspective, so the husband's perspective. This book will make you cry, because let me tell you, I haven't finished it purely because every time I pick it up, I know I have to have a tissue with me and I'm not ready. So I'm nearly finished with it though. I'm nearly like, I'm there. See? So I have read it, and I will say please do look up trigger warnings if you do decide to pick up this book. This book is told between the past and the present, and we follow these two couple from Syria. So during the times when war was breaking out, so we follow their journey from there to London. So the book goes from London to Syria, and let me just tell you, this book was an emotional read because I have already talked about it before on my channel. I don't want to talk about it too much, but honestly, just pick up this book if you are looking for a book that will teach you something. And it is definitely a heavy read, so look up trigger warnings. The next book that I want to recommend is called Yellow Crocus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And this book is by Laila Ibrahim, I believe, and I read this book about 5 years ago. I actually took this book with me when I was going to Uganda to visit my family, and I read it when I was in Uganda, and yeah, my family kept on looking at me like I was crazy because they're not bookworms like me. So yeah, I basically read it and I had some tears, This book is set during slavery time. Black women were taken from their newborn babies and put into white family that has just had a baby, and they became wet nurses to those babies. And this is very much a book about that, but it's really more so about the relationship between the wet nurse Matty and the newborn baby Elizabeth, and their journey and how they became so close and how they grew up. And I think this book also explores this whole idea of it's really blood thicker than water, because a lot of people say that a lot. And for me, I think family is the people that you choose, and the people that choose you is the people that you love, especially now in a modern world where there is a lot of adoption and a lot of things like that. Really blood thicker than water, because sometimes you can have a family and they give you nothing but misery. Should you then stay with them because they're bloody related to you, but you're not happy with them? Anyway, I go off on a tangent, but yeah, this book really does explore that whole thing, and it's just a beautiful book to read. It is upsetting at certain times, but honestly, if you're looking for a book that will teach you something, definitely pick up this book. Also, I'm gonna say I'm not really gonna give fully synopsis of these books, so if you see a book that you really want to read, please go and look up the synopsis and also look up the trigger warnings, because as we know, I don't do great in explaining synopsis of books, okay? So the next book that I want to recommend is actually a book that I believe is very famous in the UK, but I don't think is very famous in America or other parts of the world. And the book that I'm talking about is this one, is Noughts and Crosses. This is a book that I read during the Black Lives Matter movement. It is also a TV show, but I haven't seen the TV show. Can we just also appreciate the cover of this book? I love the cover. This book is set in an alternative universe. So everything that happens to Black people here on earth, the racist, the injustice, and everything in between, in this book, it happens to white people. Yeah, so it happens to white people. And specifically in this book, we follow two main characters, Seppi and Callum. This book also reminds me sort of Romeo and Juliet, because there is a love story in this book. And so yeah, in Romeo and Juliet, it really does remind me of that. And in this book, so you follow Seppi and Callum. They've been best friends since they were young. You definitely need to read the book to understand what I mean. So they've been best friends, sticking around, seeing each other, but in a world that is so against their friendship, can they really stay friends? So yeah, it's honestly an incredible book. I think the author done an amazing job switching things around and actually making it believable. It is sad, yeah. It is a sad book, but it's also a happy book, so definitely pick it up. The next book that I want to talk about is this one. I have actually already talked about this book before in my videos, so I'm not going to talk too much about this book, but this book is called Desert Flower, and we follow the story of Waris Dirie. So this is a non-fiction, this is a true story. And if you're looking for a book that will teach you something, definitely pick up this book. This book will teach you about female circumcision. It will teach you about Somalia. It will teach you about the Somalian culture. And it will just, if you're a woman, it will really teach you about just yourself and following your dreams and just standing up for yourself as a woman. And again, I will warn you and say that this book is a heavy read. So if you are going to read it, please read it knowing that it is a heavy read. The next book that I want to recommend is this one, In Order to Live. This book has been on my TBR for so long, and I have no idea why I haven't picked it up yet, but I want to read this book so much. But I know why I haven't picked it up, to be quite honest. It's because I know it's going to be a heavy book, and I can only take so much heavy books at once. I am still trying to finish The Beekeeper of Aleppo, and I know if I pick this up as well at the same time, I will not leave my flat, okay? I will be in my sofa with tissues crying like every day. So that is the reason why I haven't read this yet. I need to finish The Beekeeper of Aleppo and then start this one. But in this one, we follow our main storyteller, because this is a true story of her life. And let me just read you the synopsis of this one, because I don't want to butcher it because I haven't read it. So it says here, this is an incredible true story of a 13-year-old Yeonmi Park who risked her life when she and her family fled North Korea, revealing what it was like to live under a brutal, repressed regime which starved and terrorized its people. Yeonmi tells of her family's courageous decision to escape and of the extraordinary, heartbreaking journey that followed, culminating in daring nighttime trek across the global desert to freedom. So yeah, so that is what that is about. Definitely check out the synopsis for this one. But yeah, if you're looking for a book that will teach you something, this will 100% teach you something. And this is also a non-fiction. So yeah. The next book that I want to talk about, if you have been watching my channel for a while and you've been watching my vlogs and my videos, you would know that this book will have to be on this list. And the book that I am talking about is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. There's no way I can talk about books that will teach you something without talking about this book. I even dedicated a whole reading vlog for this book, so I'll link that reading vlog down below. But in this book, I don't want to actually talk about it too much because I've already talked about it so much on this channel that you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about this book. So yeah, but anyway, this book deals with police brutality, and yeah, look up the synopsis because you are probably tired of me talking about this book. There is also a prequel that has come out this year called Concrete Rose, which I cannot wait to read. But yeah, definitely pick up this book if you are looking for a book that will teach you something. The next book that I want to talk about is a book that I actually read not long ago in one of my vlogs, but I thought I would just include it on this list because this is a book that will 100% teach you something, and the book that I'm talking about is this one, Until We Meet Again in Jannah. I also have a reading vlog on this book, so I will link that reading vlog down below if you want to watch that reading vlog. But this book will definitely teach you so much about Bangladesh culture, because in this story we follow a Bangladesh lady who goes through a lot, like a roller coaster of culture is against her, and her trying to find herself as a woman, standing up for herself as a woman. And yeah, there is just a lot of things to learn in this book. I would highly recommend checking out the vlog and also checking out this book. The next book, and the last book, thank God, is actually a non-fiction, and it's a book that I think I talked about once before in my video, but the book that I'm talking about is this one, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you are looking for a book that will teach you something about money, this book right here, pick up this book right here, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read this book before and you keep on hearing about this book, 100% pick it up. I will say that this book is really hard to get into, but once you get into it and you understand what's going on, believe me, this book will teach you something. Because when we go to school, nobody really teaches us about money, about investing, about how to make money work for you instead of you working for money. And this book does such an amazing job of explaining that. So if you're looking for a book that will teach you about money management and just money in general, or even like if you want to get into real estate and things like that, this book will definitely teach you about all of that. I absolutely love this book. This is one of my favorite books that I've ever read on money management and just learning about money and making money work for you instead of you working for money. So yeah, definitely check out this book. So guys, those are all the books that I'm going to be recommending in this video. I hope there was a book in there that you absolutely want to read and you want to go check out about it. I highly recommend. All of the books that I have recommended in this video are books that have a special place in my heart, that have definitely taught me something in my life. So please do go and check them out. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave me a comment because I do love talking to you wonderful people. And also don't forget to like this video so that I know you liked it. And also don't forget to subscribe because it's free and it massively helps out my channel and it makes me so happy. So thank you for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.